Hello there and welcome to episode 7 of the It's Okay to Be Okay podcast. This is Keith Grinstead and I'm out and about today, so if there's any wind noises at all then it's because I'm standing alongside the River Stour in Sudbury getting a bit of exercise. I haven't posted anything for a few weeks because the last one was about lockdown blues and things were a little bit dire at the time. I've spent the last month spending a lot of time with talking to entrepreneurs that are having difficulties with their businesses, having difficulties facing the new reality. Many of them running a business that has virtually disappeared really during as a result of lockdown. People that are working in the holiday industry, people that are working in the event sector where their business model was working really well prior to lockdown, and since then the customers have gone, the market has gone, and it's a very challenging time for them. One of the things that we've been looking at, and I'm trying to avoid using the pivot word because that seems to be the word that's come in lately, but my perception of a pivot is if you're not careful you end up going round and round in circles, which gets you absolutely nowhere. I tend to think more of refocusing, restructuring. But what has come out of most of the conversations I've had with people, it's more a case of re-energizing. It's a case of coming up with some new ideas, different ways of thinking, different ways of looking at the problems, the challenges people are facing. So easy to be so close to the problem that you can't see beyond it. You're challenged, Every day you get up and you can't see the solution to the problem. You can't see a way around it. You can't see how you're going to resolve the situation, how you're going to do something differently. I worked for a company many years ago where every 6 months or so the owner and I would sit down and we'd say, right, if we were starting the business today, knowing everything that we do now, what would we do differently? How would we do things differently? And it might be changing the way that we do internal administration, it might be the way we approach customers, whatever. There's all sorts of different things, and that more than ever is something that every business needs to do now, because we're in a situation where everything has changed, the whole world has changed, everybody in the world is facing up to changes, and we need to look at different ways of running our business, different ways of achieving profitability, different ways of getting to customers, a whole different concept of the way that we actually go about business and we actually think about running our businesses. And it's not always easy to do that. Sometimes you need to speak to somebody that's sort of not involved with the business. No good talking to friends and family, because they'll always say to you what they think you want to hear, and that's not going to get you anywhere. So the important thing is to come up with new ideas. And one of the things that I was taught many years ago when I did my MBA with the Open University was something called helicopter thinking, and that's the ability to raise yourself above a problem. So imagine you're looking at Google Maps, and you home in on a street somewhere, so you can see the detail of the street, you can see the front doors, you can see people's gardens, you can see the cars parked out in the drive, etc. But that's all you can see. You can't see how that street, how those houses relate to the environment around them. So you raise yourself up a little, you zoom out on Google Maps as it would be, and you start to see a number of streets. You start to see that there's a park nearby, you start to see that there's some shops nearby, or there's a leisure centre nearby, and there's all sorts of different things that you hadn't seen before because you couldn't see them because you were so closely focused to it. And all of a sudden you think, oh, actually I thought the only exercise I could get was going out into my garden, but actually there's a park just round the corner, there's a leisure centre just down the road. I didn't know they were there. And that's how you need to work with your business. The higher up you go, the broader view you get. The broader view you get of the market, the environment, what else is out there, and you will come across opportunities you hadn't thought of before, things that hadn't really crossed your mind, things that you think, I didn't realise that was there, I didn't realise that was somebody there. I've been doing it with a group that I'm involved in, where I've actually been encouraging people to talk to each other, because they don't really know what each other does for business, and all of a sudden people are finding that there's other people in similar businesses that they could collaborate with, they could work with. And this is what you need to do. You need to use helicopter vision. You need to be able to focus in on the detail when it's needed, but also to be able to pull yourself away to heights, further heights. Just think of the Google Maps situation, where you get a broader view and you can see how your business impacts on other things, impacts on different markets, and how there may actually be another market out there that you hadn't even thought of that you could tap into. The old way of doing things is never coming back. Just accept that. There's a new way of doing things. It's your opportunity to grasp those new opportunities and to focus your business on completely different ways of doing things, and look at success and look at how that fits in your lifestyle and how you want things to be. So I'm going to end that there, just a fairly brief one today, but it's a very important thing, and I think I'd like you all to consider, whether it's in your personal life, whether it's in your business or whatever, think about how you can use helicopter vision to lift yourself above the challenges, the issues that you've got at the moment, and to build a different future for you. So thanks very much for listening to me. That was Keith Grinstead. This was episode 7 of the It's Okay to Be Okay podcast, and I hope to speak to you again soon.